Hello and welcome to my channel We Learn by Sharun. I am Shraddha Banode and in today's session we are going to see the performance of alternator on load. In my last video we have seen uh, effect of armature reaction, what is armature reaction and how it affects the induced EMF and terminal voltage of alternator. Okay, now in today's session, we will learn if load on the alternator increases, then what happens to terminal voltage and what are the parameters which affect terminal voltage. Okay, so let's get started. Now, when you load an alternator and you increase the load on it step by step, what happens to current? Yes, the load draws more and more current if it increases. So, more and more armature current flows through it. So, if the load increases, armature current also increases. If armature current increases, field excitation and speed being constant. Now, speed and field excitation are nothing but input to the alternator. Speed is nothing but the mechanical energy, and field excitation is giving you magnetic field. So, if we keep these two things constant, then directly change in armature current affect the terminal voltage. So, terminal voltage decreases. Try to understand, load increases, armature current increases, terminal voltage decreases. Now, why terminal voltage decreases? There are few reasons. One of the reason is voltage drop IARA due to armature resistance RA. That every winding has its own resistance. Yes, it is made up of good conductor. Yes, it is said that ideally the resistance should be zero, but we know practically there are always some resistance. So it is not physical some resistance connected, but it is just resistance of the winding. So because of this resistance, when the current flows through that winding, there is voltage drop across it, and hence that is represented by voltage drop IARA. Another reason is voltage drop IAXL. Now XL is the leakage reactance, exactly same as in transformer. So this is because of the leakage flux, but because of this leakage reactance there is a drop called IAXL drop which decreases the terminal voltage. And last but not the least, armature reaction. We have already studied the effect of armature reaction. Considering that, we know that there is a voltage drop due to armature reaction also. So because of these three reasons, armature resistance drop, armature leakage reactance drop, and armature reaction drop, there is drop in terminal voltage, which is ideally supposed to be constant, but it does not remain constant because of these three reasons. Let's try to understand this one by one. Let's first of all consider armature resistance RA. So armature resistance RA is nothing but resistance of the armature winding. It always has some resistance which is very small, but you need to consider it. When current IA flows through that resistance, obviously voltage drop takes place across that resistance, and that is nothing but IARA. IARA is nothing but voltage. So IARA is the voltage drop which is occurring across the resistance of the armature. Now, armature resistance is always per phase because resistance reactance are always taken per phase, and the value is very, very small as IARA drop is very, very small. Just keep this thing in mind. This will help you while drawing phasor diagram as well. When you will draw the phasor diagram, you have to keep in mind that IARA drop is very small as compared to other phasors, right? So next is armature leakage reactance XL. Now XL is not as any physical reactance which is connected. It is just effect of leakage flux in the winding. Now what happens when armature current flows through the armature winding, then it produces its own flux, right? It sets up its own flux. So that flux when does not follow the required path, yes, when part of the flux which does not follow the required path but leak out from the coil sides, then that flux is called as leakage flux, and that flux is responsible for production of self-induced EMF, right? It has its own self inductance, and because of that it produces its own self induced EMF. So that is why this armature leakage reactance XL is responsible for drop. That drop is called as armature leakage reactance drop, IAXL. It reduces the terminal voltage, right? Then the third parameter is nothing but armature reaction. Armature reaction I've explained you in details in my last video. So if you have missed that video, the link is there in the description box. You can go, you can refer armature reaction in detail. Armature reaction is nothing but effect of armature flux on the main flux, and it completely depends upon nature of load, as we have seen. So now mostly the load connected is inductive. Armature reaction reduces the generated voltage. That is what we have seen in our last video, and that is why this reduction in the generated voltage is nothing but drop. Now we have to show this drop somehow, because to show that drop we assume a fictitious reactance XA. XA stands for reactance of armature reaction. So we are assuming a reactance XA, and when current IA flows through it, we say that there is a drop called as IA-XA drop. All these three reduces the terminal voltage, and hence these three are called as drop. So IA-XA drop also reduces terminal voltage. I hope this thing is clear to you. When the load on the alternator increases, armature current increases and terminal voltage decreases. Why? Because when this armature current will increase, IA-RA drop will increase, IA-XL drop will increase, IA-XA drop will increase with the current, and hence when all this drop gets increased, this drop will be deducted from the induced EMF, and hence terminal voltage decreases. Clear? Great. When you consider such machines, it's always better to draw equivalent circuit to understand all the electrical parameters as well as relation between them. And that is why we always draw equivalent circuit for any machine. So when the current flows through this, IAXA drop takes place here, IAXL drop takes place here, IARA drop takes place here. Now just to tell you this nomenclature here, E naught is the no load EMF, E is the load induced EMF, and V is the terminal voltage. ZL is the load impedance. It can be resistive, inductive, capacitive, and that is why I have considered impedance there. Okay, V is the terminal voltage. Now ideally E naught should be same as E should be same as V, but practically it is not possible. E is not equals to V, but E equals to this drop plus V, means E is supplying terminal voltage as well as this two drops across RA and XL. So I can apply KVL here. If you want, you can give the polarities and you apply KVL here. So you will find that E is equals to this drops plus this terminal voltage. So this is E is equals to V plus IARA plus IAJXL. Similarly, if I apply KVL here in this loop as well, I can write down the equation. Now the mother voltage is E naught. E naught is equals to E plus the drop taking place across the XA. Okay. Then let's simplify this equivalent circuit. You know that if resistances or reactances are connected in series, you can add them, and you can hence simplify this equivalent circuit. So can I add this XA and XL? Yes, definitely I can add XA and XL, and I can draw the I can draw the equivalent circuit like this. Now XA and XL, when I have added, I'm getting another term called XS. This XS is called as synchronous reactance. Yes, XS is a synchronous reactance which is the combination of XA and XL, and RA is written as it is. I can combine RA and XS as well, giving you ZS. ZS is called as synchronous impedance. ZS is called as synchronous impedance. So let's write down the same thing in the equation. What is XS? XS is nothing but sum of armature leakage reactance XL and reactance of armature reaction XA, and it is called as synchronous reactance. XS is equals to XA plus XL. And what is synchronous impedance? Synchronous impedance is ZS, which is given by RA plus JXS. I hope you will remember this because this is very, very important relationship. And now we will simplify the EMF equation. Also, we can substitute this into that simplified equation, voltage equation. Now E naught became equals to V plus IA RA plus JXL plus IA JXA. Right, now I can just open this bracket and I can add this XL and XA like this. I have just opened this bracket, I have taken IA common, and now I have JXL and JXA which I can easily add. So adding XL and XA will give me XS like this. So E naught is equals to V plus IA RA plus JXS, where XS is the synchronous reactance. Now RA plus JXS, I can combinedly write it as ZS. ZS is nothing but synchronous impedance. Very, very important equation. E naught is equals to V plus IAZS. All these equations are important for solving numericals as well as to draw the phasor diagram also. And try to understand it. In my next session, I'll be telling you about phasor diagram. Phasor diagram is very, very important. I have find many of the students are afraid of phasor diagrams, but you should not, because if you know the basic, phasor diagram is very, very easy thing to understand. Phasor diagram very easily, watch my upcoming video on phasor diagram. I've also started my videos on preparation of gate. So if you are in final year and you want to start your preparation of gate, if you were confused whether to give the gate or not to give it, and if you have not started preparing yet, no problem, you can start your preparation now. I have already uploaded my videos why you should go for gate and how you can prepare for gate. So even if you decide it now, you can complete your study of gate in 5 months easily, because if you are in final year students, already all the syllabus of the gate is the same as you had in your engineering. So nothing is new, but yes, you will need revision, and I've prepared a schedule for the same. So watch that video, follow that particular schedule, so that you can attempt your gate 2021 fully prepared. If you have any query related to electrical machines or gate, you can put into comment so that I can reply to your comment, so that I'll come to know on what topic you want me to come up with more videos as well. Please share this video so that it can reach to other people also who may need this. So if you think this content is useful to you, please like my video, subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of my video. Okay, thank you, happy learning.